Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing something that many of you have asked for. I'm shooting on Hasselblad X cameras. This is the X2D and I also have the X1D Mark II. And I'm using adapted lenses, and many of you have asked what kind of adapters do I use. On this specific camera you have two adapters right now for this lens, which is an Olympic lens. But I'll show you my setup in this video so you will know how I can adapt. I think it's 11 different mounts of lenses to the Hasselblad cameras. So let's see what it's all about. The first adapter that I got for my Hasselblad camera is this one, a Novoflex adapter, which adapts Canon FD lenses to the Hasselblad camera. And that is due to the fact that I had the shot with Canon FD cameras for many years and had a lot of lenses. This is a very nice 135mm f2.5 lens, which I'm going to make a review of, by the way. And I could use this now on the Hasselblad cameras. The Canon FD adapter also made it possible for me to use M42 mount lenses, which is one of the older mounts on SLR cameras. And this is a very tiny adapter. Well, this is actually a lens on the adapter. I'll unscrew the lens here. So this tiny adapter actually made it possible to use M42 lenses on my Canon FD cameras. But as I got the adapter to FD, I can now also use M42 lenses on my Hasselblad cameras. So that enabled me both to use the Canon FD lenses and M42. Looking into getting more adapters for lenses from a Hasselblad camera, I found that they were often very expensive, but I found the solution for that because there are many cheap adapters for Leica M, so you can adapt other lenses to Leica M cameras. And then I bought this adapter, which is a 7 artisans adapter for using Leica lenses, Leica M lenses on my Hasselblad camera. And then I could buy cheaper adapters after this, adapting lenses to the Leica M and mounting those adapters on top of this Leica M to Hasselblad, thereby enabling the use of cheaper adapters, and I got a lot then. As you saw, I also got a Canon EF adapter, and that's the newer mount for Canon SLR cameras and DSLR cameras. That makes it possible to use autofocus, but not with the adapter. I had lenses like this one, very awesome Canon 135mm f2 lens, which is one of the sharpest lenses in Canon's lineup, EF lineup at least. And this lens doesn't vignette on the Hasselblad sensor. That's quite awesome. But with the adapter setup that I had so far, I could not use autofocus or get any lens information, although there's electronic contacts on this lens, but I couldn't get any information from that because all these adapters were completely manual, so there was no information. So I decided to go for a little more expensive adapter. The adapter I got was this Tekart TCX01, which had sort of mixed reviews. There was a lot of people saying that this company is dead and they don't make any updates for it. It's actually not true, but there's a lot of things about this adapter that doesn't work very well. But as you can see, it has electronic contacts, and it actually provides you with the information, the EXIF information from the lens, so you can see that in your EXIF data on your images, and that's a quite awesome thing. I'll make a separate review of this adapter at one point in time, because it's not working equally well on all Canon EF lenses, but there are some, and you can see some of my reviews. I'll link to them in the description, where it works well, and there's some where it doesn't work at all. Well, of course you get the EXIF information, but autofocus doesn't work. You saw my M42 to Canon FD mount adapter, which was quite tiny, but this one is maybe even smaller. This is a Nikon F to Canon EF mount, so you can adapt Nikon F glass for use on your Canon EF cameras. But I didn't buy it for that purpose. I bought it because I wanted to use Nikon glass on my Hasselblad camera, and I could use this one on top of the EF adapter from TechArt. This one has a special little feature. There's a small lever here, and that actually makes it possible to set your focus at the most wide open aperture of the lens, and then with the lever here you can turn it down to the aperture. You can turn the lens aperture down to the one you have set for your exposure, for your shoot. So that's a very nice feature, and that's this small thing is enabling that. I think that's quite awesome. In my young days I was also a Hasselblad shooter. I owned a 500 CM, and I rebought that camera system not so many years ago. So I decided to get this adapter, which is an adapter enabling me to use Hasselblad lenses on top of Nikon cameras. But as I have the adapter for the Nikon cameras, I can now also use this on my newer Hasselblad system. So this is an 80mm f2.8 lens from my 500 CM camera, and I'm now able to use this on top of my Hasselblad X system cameras, which is quite nice. For a short time I also shot the Mamiya M645 system, which is a 6x4.5 centimeter analog system. And I also had some lenses that I have kept, and therefore I bought this adapter, which is an adapter from the 645 lenses, Mamiya 645 lenses, onto the Hasselblad camera system. And that makes it possible to use the 80mm f1.9 that I owned once. Unfortunately I have sold it now. And the 80mm f2.8 from that system, and I also got a 200mm f4, I think it is, for that system, and those can now be used on the Hasselblad cameras as well. So what other adapters am I going to get? Well, I've already ordered adapters for the Hasselblad H system, both the one with the focal reducer 0.8 and the straight adapter with no focal reduction. I have the 3 lenses from Hasselblad H system. I have an old Hasselblad H system that can shoot both analog and digital, and I have a 35mm and an 80mm and a 150mm, and I would like to use this on the Hasselblad X systems. So they are already in order, but I haven't received them yet, so I'll make a review of these lenses as soon as I get these adapters. But what else adapters am I going to buy? I'm not certain at this point. I have adapters for all the lenses I have right now, but I might get some maybe from some of you for reviewing, and I need to get an adapter then. But well, let's see what the future brings. That was the overview of my adapter setup. I hope you liked the video. At least now you know how I can adapt so many different lenses to my camera and make these review videos about, I think it's 11 different mounts of lenses. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel so you can get more videos like this or review videos of lenses. Thank you for now and bye.